Alright guys, today I want to talk about chainsaws and a lot of common problems that people have where the chain keeps coming loose or it just keeps coming off the bar in general. Now, chainsaws are very particular. They're very picky machines and they need to be taken care of daily after each use, and sometimes every 20 minutes or so as you're cutting, depending on how aggressively you're using it. Now, if you want to get the best out of your chainsaw and you want it to last throughout the day, there's some tips that you can do throughout the day rather than just taking the saw, going out there and cutting and cutting and cutting and beating the piss out of it, and then the chain keeps falling off. And that's pretty much what happens here. I come in the mornings and there's always a chainsaw on my desk and they say the chain keeps coming off, or they burn out the chain already within the first 10 minutes. They said it wouldn't cut already. But at the end of the day, when you're done using a saw, you know these things should be cleaned. And there's, they're really simple process to do that. It takes literally about 5 minutes to freshen up your saw at the end of the day. But we're going to talk about some of the reasons why your chain keeps falling off. Okay, so starting from the outside of this saw here, most saws you will see will have two of these nuts on the sprocket cover here. Okay, some of them have one. Now, when you are putting your chain on and you put this back on, if you don't put this on tight enough, see, this actually holds the bar in alignment here. So if these are too loose, then your bar is going, as you're cutting, this bar is going to be moving back and forth, which in return is going to affect your chain, and your chain could very well pop off. Okay, so one thing you want to do is always make sure that these are secured tight enough, and we're going to go ahead and take these off now and dig deeper inside. Now, when you're out in the field, pretty much working with a chainsaw, every operator should have one of these tools. They pretty much come with the saw. If you don't have one, just stop at your local lawnmower shop and pick one of these up. Okay, you can use this to actually take your those two bolts off the side. So you would just put it on there like that. I had already loosened these for sake of the video, just to speed things up. But you pretty much would just use your tool and take these two off here. And same thing when you're putting it back together, you would use this to tighten it. All right, now with those two off, you can go ahead and remove your cover here. And this is where, at the end of the day, if you were going to clean, and you can see how dirty they get in here. This one's actually not that bad. I've had them where I've taken this off and this is just caked with all kinds of debris and wood chips and stuff. And they wonder why it's not operating properly. But you pull this off at the end of the day and get yourself an air hose with a little air gun and just blow all this out. Okay, I usually just take some carbon choke cleaner, I spray these, and then I hit them with some air and clean them, and I'll show you that in a few. Now, coming over here, this is where everything, where the whole operation is, okay? You have your sprocket, which basically propels this chain around your bar here, okay? Also, you have the two studs where you just took the bolts off of, where your bar would slide onto there, and as well as your tensioner pin here sticking through, all right? So you would actually, to tighten the chain, you have your, some tensioners would be right here with a flathead, and then some saws, you would come around here. Let me turn on some light, and you can see our tensioner screw down there, okay? And according to the way that you turn that, it'll either tighten or loosen the chain. Now, coming back here, some of the things that can be wrong with this is here, your drive sprocket, okay? This gets worn out over time. Let me see how this one actually looks. And you can see it starts forming a little groove in the middle. Okay, and sometimes when these get real bad, the chain will get stuck in those grooves, and this chain will either A, not move anymore, or B, it'll start skipping around here and would cause it to come off of your bar. That could be one reason. Two is your actual tensioner itself, and we will look at that once we take this bar off. But the tensioner itself under there could be bad. You could be tightening it, but it could very well be, vibrating loose during operation. Okay, and also, your studs here and your bar. If this gets any wear and this is moving around here, as you can see, this fits pretty firmly on there, but this does wear out. Okay, and that could also be a problem. Your bar could be worn. You may need a new bar. All right, but we're going to go ahead here and we're going to take the chain off because we want to talk about the chain and talk about the bar a little bit as well. can pretty much just slide this out at this point, and that will pop right off just like that. We're going to talk more about that spur sprocket in a bit, now that we have the chain and stuff off and we're able to see it. But right now, let's go into the chain and the bar. One of the things you can look for is look at the chain itself. All right, and you want to make sure that it doesn't have any kinks in it. Make sure that there's no damaged teeth or anything like that, because these are the teeth that actually ride in the bar. If you get one of these that are bent, then it's not going to ride around this bar evenly, and you will you will see the chain actually hitting a high spot in the spot where it's kinked, and that in return will cause the chain to fall off. So definitely inspect your chain. All right, and then your bar also. The bar, this is where a lot of people don't do. They may come in here and they may clean all this out, and then they'll take this bar and stick it back on. But this groove is very imperative to the operation of the chain. I mean, this is where it rides along, right? So inside of this groove can be really, really dirty. And I always take an air gun and I blow out this, we'll call it the channel. I blow out this channel also. But these bars do wear down. And, you know, certainly when these are cutting and they get stuck inside of a piece of wood, and depending if you cut it improperly, what happens is this gets wedged inside of a piece of wood, and then the operator's yanking it. Well, you can damage the bar, and this, you actually pinch this or crimp it, then that is going to be one of the reasons why your chain's going to keep coming off, because in your crimped spot here, your chain is actually going to come over, up and around it, and it's going to continue on there and eventually just fall off, or it's never ever going to tighten properly. Okay, so definitely make sure your bar looks good here. Make sure you always clean out inside of the bar. Okay, make sure everything is operating freely. This sprocket here should be turning freely and not locking up at all on you. Okay, another way you can tell if your bar is actually you know, bad as well is when you have the chain on there back on the saw. When you actually pull that chain as it's mounted, which I'll show you later, you can inspect it and make sure that it's riding along there properly, and you don't see any high spots in the chain. You don't see it coming up at all. All right. Now back over here to your sprocket. Okay, this one actually does not look bad at all, but you can see a line on the sprocket. That's where the chain is riding, and eventually it starts digging in and digging in and digging in, and that is when your chain's going to start getting caught up in here, or it's going to get a high spot in it, which it will come up, and then it won't track down the bar properly, and it will come off of the bar. But these are really fairly easy to replace. You really just have a locking pin here, which you would take off. You can slide these off, buy a new one, and slide them back on. For the most part, some saws are a little bit different. All right, but definitely inspect your spur sprocket here and make sure that you don't have any, there's no big digs in here or whatever, because that is a really big problem with a lot of people, and most of the time that comes from over tightening. All right, and coming back over here now is your tensioner. Now, it's normal for these to have a little bit of wobble and play like that. All right, but being that this is the tensioner, and if you have an operator who's tightening this chain and doesn't tighten it proper, or tightens it, over tightens it, I'm sorry, what happens is, you know, this here, remember, it's going through your bar, right? So as you're tightening that, you're putting a lot of pressure on that thread in there, and you can eventually strip out those threads. And what will happen is you may tighten it, but as soon as you start operating it, this could easily, you know, move down a thread or two or move up a thread or two if your threads are destroyed in there. So you can take a flathead screwdriver and just kind of back this all the way out and pull this out, and you'll be able to inspect that and make sure that all your threads and stuff are good in there and that this is indeed staying in place under operation. And furthermore, these studs coming out of here, pretty much where your cover slides on. This isn't a really big problem, but I have seen it happen. These do get cross-threaded or stripped out, and the covers aren't staying on tight. And I've seen wear on these also, where the bar is not sitting on there firmly or tight anymore, and that is one of the reasons why the bar will move around. So definitely just take a once-over, take a glance at these and make sure they're okay, they're tight, they're not wobbling, the threads look good, and there's no wear and tear on them. Another common reason too is, let's say you live in a climate where there's cooler temperatures, or maybe it's cool at night when you have the saw and it's the end of the day and you're tightening your saw up when it's cool out. So when you go to actually operating the saw, you will, and that chain is going around at 1,000,000 miles per second, it's going to get hot. And the bar and the chain are metal, and what happens to metal when it gets hot is it expands, right? So according to the temperatures, that can have an effect on whether your chain is becoming loose often or not. So even though you have tightened it, and it doesn't mean it's going to stay tight all day. So when you go out after it's tightened and you first start cutting for that, maybe 20 minutes into your cutting, check the chain, see if it needs to be readjusted. And you may need to do that 2, maybe 3 times when you first start your day off, and then you can check it every hour, depending on how much you're cutting. So I'm going to take a moment now, and I'm just going to get my air hose out, some carbon choke cleaner. I'm going to clean all this up, and I'm going to clean my cover, and then we're going to talk about putting the we're going to put the chain back on and talk about the tightness of the chain. As you see, I have everything cleaned here. All my covers, I cleaned my bar guide here. And basically this is how the saw should look at the end of the day after end of each use. And this literally takes 5 minutes. Just take some carbon choke cleaner, even a can of degreaser, spray it on there. You don't have to get a rag and try to wipe it all off. Just get an air hose and let that all soak on there for about 30 seconds. And then just air hose it all off. And that's it. I mean, you'll get a lot more life out of your chain by just taking 5 minutes at the end of each use and doing that. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this bar back on and the chain, and we're going to talk about chain tension. And before I do that, I want to mention that this is also another common problem also, is you see this little slot here? If you look in there at the end, there's the hole. Well, that's your oiler, and that's obviously how the oil gets onto your chain. If you look at your bar, you will see the hole. A lot of times these will get clogged up and your chain's not going to get oiled properly. Now the reason this whole channel is long is because when you adjust your bar, that's going to move forward and backward, and no matter where that hole goes, it's still being oiled properly. So you definitely want to check that and make sure that that's not clogged. But I am doing another video right after this. We're going to take this apart and we're going to look down into the oiler itself to help people that are having problems that aren't getting oil to their bar. But it's not going to be covered in this tutorial, but check my other videos and you will find it. Grab our bar and we are going to, let me just get this started for you. Alright, we're going to loop our chain around it like that. Okay, and remember this little tensioner here. Alright, you have the hole in the bottom here, which is what you want to make sure that finds itself onto there. Okay, so we're going to slide it on there and move it, there we go, until we find that, so it drops down onto the tensioner there, and we just kind of push our chain around on there. Now if it drops down onto the tensioner and you're having a hard time getting your chain on there, go back around to the other side down here of the bar where that flathead screwdriver is I showed you earlier, and just take some of the tension off to move this pin, and that'll give you some slack enough to get the chain on. Okay, so alright, now we have our chain on, and as you can see, it's a lot of slack here, so we're going to want to go ahead and tighten that up. Okay, so we'll go around and I'll show you again. There is your flathead screw there, your bolt that you actually turn to the right, and as you turn that, you will notice the chain will start coming up. Okay, and as you turn it, what it's doing, it's actually moving this pin forward, which is bringing the chain up. So we're going to get it to a comfortable spot right now where there's not so much slack. So I'm going to keep adjusting that. Okay, I'm not going to get it too tight yet, just so it's in a comfortable spot. Turn it some more. There we go. Okay, you can see how far that can pull up. That's a little bit more than my liking. But that typically is where I'm going to go ahead and just make sure that nothing is bound up over here or anything. And also you can make sure that your chain is actually spinning freely along the bar before you go ahead and bolt everything up. Okay, now be very careful. You should wear gloves for this. You don't want to cut your fingers. But if you try to push your blade and it's not moving, chances are your brake may be on. So go ahead and pull back and push. Okay, and now is a time where you want to inspect the chain. Make sure it's moving around here freely. There's no kinks. None of the parts of the chain are going up in the air and then back into the channel. Just make sure everything's working properly. We gotta pull this chain out just a hair. We're gonna have to slide this cover back on here. Forgot about that little guy. And that just rests in there like that. So just take your cover. Basically these two holes right here are gonna go over these two studs. Slide them on. And the two nuts that you took off prior, we're going to put them on, but you don't want to tighten them all the way because we still have to adjust the chain. And if you tighten these down all the way, you won't be able to adjust that chain properly. So just going to thread them in with your hand for now, so that when we do tighten that tensioner, this bar is still able to go back and forth. After we tighten our chain, then we'll come back and tighten these down. Now at this stage right here, every lumberjack has their own technique. Everybody likes a different type of tension on their chain. Some people like it a little bit looser. Some people like it a little bit more on the tighter side. I know what you're thinking. Don't go there. But anyway, I'm just kind of setting this to what typically the standards are and how I do them. All right, so I understand if you feel like you want to chime in, leave a comment on stuff. I get it. We all do it a different way. Okay, so but as seen before, we have too much play in our chain here. Okay, so I left these loose. We're going to turn around to our screw over here, and I'm going to turn this to the right, and I'm going to crank it up just a little bit. You can see we closed the gap on the bottom now, but it's still coming up off of the bar here. All right, I want to get it so that the bottom teeth there, barely you can pull above the top of the bar. Okay, I don't want it like that. That's too much gap. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn it a slight little 1/4 inch turn. Just a slight little 1/4 inch turn. And we're going to pull up on it. Still a little too loose. All right, going to go again. Slight turn. Now you can also, I'm doing this for sake of the video, but you can keep your hand on this and turn as you tighten. And once you do this enough times, you're going to know when you're at the tightness that you want. Okay, so you can kind of keep your fingers pulling up as you turn, and you'll know when you get there. And that's about where I want it, right there. Let me show you, folks. So I know there's a lot of glare in the background here. So if I pull up on it, and I'm putting a little bit of effort into it, I can barely get those bottom teeth past that bar. Okay, and it's pretty tight. All right, but that's where I want it. Okay, you don't want it to come up too far, and you definitely don't want it to where you can't pull this up at all. That's just way too tight. But with a little bit of effort, that's what I'm getting right there, and that's pretty much how your chain should be. Now is where you can go ahead and you can tighten down these two bolts. All right, you don't need to really crank them down too hard, but a little bit. You don't want these, definitely don't want these too loose. All right, but when you feel it get tight, give it a little extra, a little oomph, and that should be okay. And again, make sure that you can you can still have this chain spin freely like that. Okay, and again, if it's not, that means your brake is probably on and you can't spin it. Pull your brake off. All right, and that's it. So please, guys, if you're having a problem with the oiler part of this, I'm going to do a separate video on that. But if you could just take 1 second, please hit subscribe below. Give me a like. I do videos daily, all types of videos on automobiles, trucks, machines. So there might be something that you can use at some point, and I appreciate it. See you next time.